Today we have a look at an explosion in Istanbul, a theft suspect in East Ridge, National Pickle Day, and so much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Lily Fowler and a sports update with Sari Hughes.
Today is November 15th, 2022, Tuesday.
We are live in the studio at Lee University, and you're watching Vox News Today.
Welcome back. I'm Amber Filial.
And I'm Ian Reardon.
A deadly explosion rocks a popular tourist area of central Istanbul. At least 6 people are dead and more than 80 injured, according to the governor of Istanbul. The blast happened late afternoon on Istiklal Street, one of the main streets of the city. The cause of the explosion is unclear, but Turkish Vice President Fuat Oktay told reporters at the scene it is considered to be a terrorist attack, according to state news agency Anadolu. Officials said those responsible would be identified and punished.
Hundreds of cruise line passengers infected with COVID have disembarked in Sydney after their ship docked in the city. The cruise line says about 800 people aboard the Majestic Princess tested positive, including passengers and crew. They say all positive cases were mildly symptomatic or asymptomatic, and the guests were isolated in their staterooms. The infected guests were eventually escorted off the ship from a separate exit. At least 3 other ships from the same company also experienced COVID outbreaks earlier in the pandemic.
The UK and France have reached a deal to, quote, tackle small boat crossings in the Channel, and the UK's Home Office said on Monday. In a statement, the UK government said the deal includes a 40% increase in the number of UK-funded officers patrolling French beaches. UK officers will also be embedded in French control rooms, quote, for the first time, end quote, the UK government statement said. As part of the deal, the UK-France Joint Intelligence Cell will also be expanded. The statement said, the UK's Home Secretary Suella Braverman is in France on Monday to finalize the agreement with French Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin, the statement added.
An eyewitness describes what he saw following the explosion in Istanbul.
There were a few dead bodies, missing ligaments, one man missing a leg. And it was a very gruesome sight as everyone around me was totally scattered and panicked. And several people injured, bleeding from their ears, bleeding from their legs, and several people crying all around.
According to a new study, emergency room visits for children having suicidal thoughts have been increasing steadily. The increase started even before the COVID-19 pandemic. The study published in the journal Pediatrics looked at the Illinois hospital data from January 2016 to June 2021. During that time, more than 81,000 visits were young people coded as suicidal ideation. About 25 of those visits turned into hospital stays. The study found visits to the ER with suicidal thoughts increased 59% from 2016 to 2021, and hospitalizations for suicidal thoughts increased between 57% between fall 2019 and fall 22.
A piece of South Florida history was erased Sunday. The once luxurious Deauville Hotel in Miami Beach was imploded after years of neglect. The 17-story hotel once hosted the Beatles and President John F. Kennedy during its heyday in the 60s. An engineer told the owners of the 65-year-old hotel that it needed to be demolished, and Miami Beach building inspectors agreed. It's not clear what will happen with the beachfront property now. Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross wanted to build a 350-foot-tall hotel on the site, but that plan is in limbo. Miami Beach limits buildings to 200 feet, and a city ballot measure to change that failed Tuesday.
Now let's check on our weather. Lily, what can you tell us?
It's pretty chilly out this morning, but it will start to warm up, so stay tuned for what the rest of the day will look like and more right after this break.
sounds awful. Seriously, awful.
But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Welcome back. I'm Lily Fowler with your weather report. And here is your weather at a glance for today. It is currently 33 degrees out with a high of 47 and a low of 35. The precipitation at 2%. The wind will be at 1 mile per hour with a humidity of 96%, a dew point at 27 degrees, a pressure of 36 inches, and a visibility of 10 miles. The UV index will be at 0. The threat that once was Hurricane Nicole is not over as we get a better view of what's being called unprecedented damage along the eastern Florida coastline. The storm is blamed for at least 5 deaths and it now moves through the southeast and mid-Atlantic. Tornado watches are issued for millions, and some Floridians who are still recovering from Ian are starting the effort all over again. Now let's take a look at our national radar. There will be rain in the middle of the states and up in the Canada border. And now, here is our local radar. There will be clear skies all throughout. And that is all I have for your weather. Here is Sawyer with your sports report.
Today we have SEC action, a historic collapse, and more after this commercial break.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
At Whirlpool, we don't know how leaving the house less can make you need to eat more, or why the inside of the fridge is just so interesting. But we do know how to make appliances you can trust, day after day, after day, after day.
I was told the place I was looking for didn't exist.
A place that could refine my raw talents into something greater.
Where I could ask big questions about my faith, not settling for easy answers.
And I could risk what's comfortable in pursuit of my dream.
To join with others, find my voice, and change the world.
I was told that place didn't exist.
Then I found Lee.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers. Your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than a fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
it's a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
For the 5th time this season, the Alabama Crimson Tide's game came down to the final seconds. At number 11 Ole Miss on Saturday afternoon, a final defensive stand by the Crimson Tide thwarted the Rebels from making a last-second victory, giving Alabama a 30-24 victory after a 49-yard field goal by Crimson Tide place kicker Will Reichard, but Alabama up by 6 points with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to play in the game. Ole Miss responded by stringing together a 7-play, 55-yard drive that put the Rebels on the 20-yard line of Alabama with under a minute left to play. TCU is 10-0 for the first time since 2010 after a 17-10 win over Texas on Saturday night. The Horned Frogs have relied on big plays all season and got 2 massive ones from their offensive stars for their 2 touchdowns. Running back Kendre Miller broke the game open in the 3rd quarter with a dynamic 75-yard touchdown run, and receiver Quentin Johnson took advantage of confusion in the Texas secondary to catch a 31-yard touchdown pass from Mac Duggan to efficiently seal the game. Mike Wright was named the Commodore's starting quarterback to start the season, but was benched following a 45-25 loss to Wake Forest September 10th. Freshman A.J. Swan started the last 6 games but ruled out against Kentucky due to an injury. Wright ran for 126 yards and a touchdown and threw for 184 yards and another touchdown. Ray Davis added 126 yards rushing and a touchdown for the Commodores. Wright ran 59 yards for a touchdown and completed an 8-yard touchdown pass to Will Shepard with 32 seconds left for a 24-21 win over Kentucky Saturday, snapping a 26-game Southeastern Conference losing streak. It was the Auburn Tigers' second game under their interim coach, Carnell Williams, who admitted he was scared as a puppy in his debut. Game 2 ended with a win and a Gatorade bath for Williams, drenching him in his shoes on a chilly night. Jarquez Hunter and Tank Bigsby each rushed for 121 yards, and Williams' Auburn team held on for a 13-10 victory over Texas A&M Saturday night, in a battle of teams tied for last in the division. The Aggies have now completed one of the most epic collapses in sports history, starting the season ranked number 6 in the country and are now guaranteed to finish the season with a losing record and miss bowl season. That's all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news right after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford. I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love.
Thank you.
Kindness. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland.
I am Cleveland Ford.
I am Cleveland. I am Doug Vierthaler, General Manager of Cleveland Ford. And together,
we are Cleveland Ford.
Hey guys, this is Austin with Let's Bounce Rental. We're here to provide a quality inflatable for a great price. We have over 17 that's available, and we are easy to book and hassle-free. So you will never go wrong with getting a party done by Let's Bounce Rental. We're always here to provide a great service.
Our crew is dedicated to make sure your equipment arrives on time, set up properly, and without any hassle. Our job is to make sure you have access to the best inflatables so you can have the most fun possible at any event. Whether it's a school event, church gathering, or birthday party, we have the equipment for you. The best part is that we are a locally owned company. We pride ourselves on making sure our customers are taken care of. So the next event you have, plan for success with Let's Bounce Rental. Call us today at 423-435-4311 or reach us by email or website. Thank you.
At Whirlpool, we don't know how leaving the house less can make you need to eat more, or why the inside of the fridge is just so interesting. But we do know how to make appliances you can trust, day after day, after day, after day.
I was told the place I was looking for didn't exist.
A place that could refine my raw talents into something greater.
Where I could ask big questions about my faith, not settling for easy answers.
And I could risk what's comfortable in pursuit of my dream.
To join with others, find my voice, and change the world.
I was told that place didn't exist.
Then I found Lee.
At McDonald's, we're making changes every day to serve you better. It's what we're made of. And serving you better means fresh beef quarter-pounder burgers. Your burger, his burger, her burger. All cooked fresh, right when you order. Made from pure North American beef and just a pinch of salt and pepper. Because we think there's nothing better than a fresh beef quarter-pounder burger made for you, right when you order. And that's just one way we're showing you what we're made of.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Welcome back.
A delivery driver dropping off produce to a Middle Tennessee school was found with fentanyl and marijuana in the truck, according to police. The truck had, quote, Forestwood Farms written on its side, a produce delivery company based in Birmingham. A school resource officer working at Sewanee Elementary School in Franklin County smelled marijuana coming from the delivery truck as it drove past him, and after speaking with driver Christopher James Duncan, determined there were drugs in the truck. Inside, the officer found 7.6 ounces of what is believed to be fentanyl, 9 ounces of marijuana, a loaded 9mm handgun, and over $4,000 in cash.
4 states have voted to change their state constitutions to remove a loophole allowing slavery as a form of punishment. Voters in Vermont, Tennessee, Oregon, and Alabama voted Tuesday to end constitutional clauses that allow slavery or indentured servitude as a form of punishment. Ratified in 1865, the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution abolished slavery and involuntary servitude in America, but it provided leeway for the practice as punishment for individuals convicted of a crime. Several state constitutions still have language allowing involuntary servitude for prisoners.
CNN projects that Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto will win her re-election bid in Nevada. With that victory, Democrats will retain control of the U.S. Senate. Cortez Masto is the first Latina senator, and the victory will secure her second 6-year term in the Senate. Democrats will hold 50 seats and Republicans 49, at least until the runoff vote in Georgia on December 6th. But even if Republicans win in Georgia, Vice President Kamala Harris would continue to cast the tie-breaking vote, guaranteeing the Democrats' majority.
Tuesday was a historic election for female governors. In 2023, the U.S. will have 12 women serving as their state's top executive. That's a new record. The female governors of Maine, Alabama, Michigan, Iowa, South Dakota, Kansas, and New Mexico all won re-election Tuesday. New York Governor Kathy Hochul won her first full term. And Massachusetts and Arkansas elected new female governors. 2 more races in Arizona and Oregon haven't been called yet, but all the gubernatorial candidates are women. The previous record of 9 female governors serving concurrently was back in 2004.
Officials have given the green light for a new program to make Walker County Animal Shelter dogs more adoptable and give inmates in a local state prison an incentive for good behavior. On Thursday, the Walker County Board of Commissioners unanimously approved a program to teach inmates at Rock Springs Walker State Prison how to train shelter dogs. Quote, "This is a program that's been very successful in many other communities with the Georgia Department of Corrections," end quote, Board Chairman Shannon Whitfield said about the program.
A man was rushed to the hospital after being robbed at gunpoint late last Friday evening. Chattanooga police responded to a robbery of a person at 7:08 p.m. in the 5600 block of Brainerd Road to find a man being held at gunpoint, his items taken, and multiple suspects fleeing. The victim was transported to a local hospital, and the police continue to investigate.
The East Ridge Police Department needs your help in finding a theft suspect. The police department posted photos of the suspect on their Facebook page. Officials say the theft happened Wednesday at the 1A fireworks. The suspect was caught on video and appears to have walked from the area adjacent to Wendy's. If you know this person, you're asked to call East Ridge Police at 423-867-3720.
A Georgia man has been arrested for animal cruelty and dogfighting after detectives found 106 dogs in poor conditions at his property, officials said. Vincent Lemark Burrell, 55, was arrested on Tuesday at his home in Paulding County without incident. Burrell bred and trained dogs, mostly pit bulls, for dogfighting, police said. Paulding detectives said a lengthy investigation found dogs tied to trees and other objects in the yard. Dogs were also found in the basement of the home, where detectives said the odor and presence of urine and feces were so strong they had to wear protective equipment to safely enter the house. Burrell is currently being held in the Paulding County Jail without bond on felony counts of cruelty to animals and dogfighting, according to the sheriff's office.
The original Black Panther debuted 4 years ago with a $202 million opening weekend. This weekend, the sequel hit theaters. How did it measure up? David Daniel has early estimates for this weekend's top 5 films. The $180 million was the second best opening weekend.
Ticket to Paradise stayed in third, grossing $6.1 million for a domestic total of $57 million.
Cyclone, Smasher, now is your time.
As expected, Black Adam fell to second, but made $8.6 million to top $150 million in domestic box office. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever dominated the weekend, debuting with $180 million, the best November opening ever. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The $180 million was the second best opening weekend of the year, behind the $187.4 million debut of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness back in May.
A popular brand of pickles plans to celebrate its favorite snack and help you decorate your home. This may look like a real jar and may smell like one, but you definitely don't want to try and eat it. Vlasic has teamed up with a home fragrance company, quote, Candier by Ryan Porter, to create a limited edition candle. They say the candle is made with 100% wax. That means yes, those are wax pickles appearing to float in a clear liquid that is also wax. Congra Brands, the parent company of Vlasic, says the candle will go on sale on Candier's website, shop, ryanporter.com. Today is National Pickle Day, so if you want to celebrate, these dill pickle candles will cost you $29. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube through our channel BCHS VOX News.
You'll also find more online on our website, bchs.com.
Please remind your friends to like, subscribe, share, and tune in.
You just can't get enough Vox.
That is all we have for you today from the studio at Lee University.
And as always,
God bless and go Bears.